The world observed Press Freedom Day today. On the occasion, Reporters Without Borders (RSF) released a report that has highlighted that the environment for journalism is bad in 7 out of 10 countries. The scenario is very serious in 31 countries, difficult in 42 and problematic in 55. Since January this year, 6 journalists and 1 media worker have been killed, while 568 journalists have been detained. Good evening, I'm Sarah Sapsanama. Let's begin with the headlines of the hour. Kathmandu Valley Police arrest Teknaran Pandey over allegations of involvement in forging fake Bhutanese refugee documents. Investigations on other suspects underway. Premier Dahal expands the Council of Ministers, appoints 3 ministers from Nepali Congress. Cabinet decides to propose for calling the budget session of the Federal Parliament on 7th of May. At least 8 students and a security guard have been killed after a shooting at a school in Serbia's capital, Belgrade. 7 others injured, a 14-year-old student arrested. And government decides to facilitate members of the national cricket team who won the ACC Men's Premier Cup to qualify for the Asia Cup to provide 600,000 rupees each for the players and head coach. The Kathmandu Valley Police has arrested Teknaran Pandey, secretary at the Office of the Deputy President, over allegations of his involvement in forging fake Bhutanese refugee IDs and documents. Pandey was arrested from the capital's Jadibuti. Between August 2021 to September 2022, Pandey had served at the Home Ministry. So far, the police has arrested 7 individuals in connection with the scam. Yesterday, the police had arrested Indrajit Rai, the security advisor to former Home Minister Rambahadur Thapa. The District Court Kathmandu has given the police permission to keep Rai in custody for 4 days for investigation. During earlier investigation, the police had found a diary belonging to Keshav Dulal and Sanu Bhandari, who were also arrested in connection with the case, that had notes stating that Rai had taken a bribe money of 55 million rupees to forge the documents. Government attorney has begun taking Rai's statements. Victims of the scam have said officials at the Home Ministry had taken 5 million rupees from each person to send them to US as Bhutanese refugees. Over 20 victims have filed complaints so far. Prime Minister Pushpa Kamal Dahal has expanded the Council of Ministers. Following recommendation of the Prime Minister, President Ramchandra Paudel has appointed 3 members of Nepali Congress as ministers as provisioned by the sub-Article 9 of the Article 76 of the Constitution. Congress Vice President Dhanaraj Gurung has been appointed the Minister for Law, Justice and Parliamentary Affairs. Mohan Bahadur Basnet has been appointed the Minister for Health and Population, while Dig Bahadur Limbo is the new Minister for Youth and Sports. The government has proposed to call for the budget session of the Federal Parliament on 7th of May. The meeting of the Council of Ministers held earlier today in Singha Darbar decided to make the recommendation to President Ramchandra Paudel. During the budget session, the government will present its programs and policies for the fiscal year 2080 and 81. Based on constitutional obligations, the government should table the budget on 15th of Nepalese month of Jyesht. In a different context, the Cabinet has also formed a committee in coordination of Deputy Prime Minister and Defence Minister Purna Bahadur Khadka to seek for a consensus among parties by holding discussions with stakeholders on the draft bill for Federal Civil Service Act. 3 dead bodies have been retrieved from the debris following an avalanche in Darchula yesterday, only one of which has been identified. The deceased has been identified as Duhur Municipality's Praveen Kuwar. At least 5 people had gone missing following the avalanche yesterday. A team of 30 people has been deployed in the region. However, search and rescue operation has been hindered due to bad weather. A dozen people had gone to Vyas Rural Municipality to collect caterpillar fungus or Yarsha Gumba. Another woman from Bajhang who had gone to collect the same fungus has been missing since yesterday in Parthi mountain region. It's May 3rd, World Press Freedom Day today. The day is also being celebrated in Nepal with the theme Shaping a Future of Rights, Freedom of Expression as a driver for all other human rights by organizing various programs related to press freedom. The Federation of Nepali Journalists organized a rally in the capital this morning on the occasion of World Press Freedom Day. The rally started from Sinamangal and ended at the Federation's office in Tilganga. Those participating in the rally urged the state and the private sector to secure press freedom in the country. World Press Freedom Day is observed on 3rd of May every year since the UN's General Assembly embraced the day in 1993 in recognition for press freedom. According to the Federation of Nepali Journalists, the media sector in the country is facing newer challenges with every passing year. As the Working Journalists Act formed 28 years ago still has not been completely implemented, many journalists have been deprived from their basic and deserving remunerations. The Federation has informed that there were 55 incidents of press freedom violations last year. Meanwhile, extending his wishes on the occasion of World Press Freedom Day today, Prime Minister Pushpa Kamal Dahal assured that required laws and structure would soon be formed to ensure freedom of press and expression in the country. Premier Dahal also stated that restructuring is needed in Nepal's media sector as per the sentiment and spirit of the Constitution and the aim of Federal Democratic Republic. In the statement issued today, Premier Dahal also mentioned that efforts are being made to establish an integrated mass media development fund. Now, 3 people have died after being hit by a truck at Yampa Adhikola of Bandipur Ward number 5 in Tanahu under the Prithvi Highway. 8 persons inside and outside a house were injured after the truck traveling from Dumle to Muglin hit a house. According to police, of those injured, 12-year-old Ayush Bhojel, 50-year-old Chet Bahadur Gharti and 69-year-old San Bahadur Bhojel of Bandipur have died. 5 others injured have been taken to Bharatpur for treatment. Let's move on to the international update. At least 8 children and a security guard have been killed in a shooting at an elementary school in central Belgrade in Serbia. A 14-year-old student has been arrested in connection with the attack. 6 pupils and a teacher were also injured, the Interior Ministry has said. The attack happened early this morning at Vladislav Ribnikar School in central Belgrade. Officers in helmets and bulletproof vests cordoned off the area around the school shortly after 8:40 local time. The suspect is alleged to have used his father's gun, according to officials. The suspect's classmates say he walked into a history class, first shot the teacher and then turned his weapon on his fellow students. He also allegedly shot at least 1 security guard who tried to prevent him entering the school. The incident is causing enormous shock in the country. Despite widespread weapon ownership, gun crime is rare and school shootings unheard of. An investigation into the motives behind the incident is currently underway. German and Italian police arrested more than 100 people today in a crackdown on the Italian Ndrangheta organized crime group. German public prosecutors and police authorities in the 2 countries have said. The Ndrangheta has its roots in the southern region of Calabria, the toe of Italy's boot, and has surpassed Cosa Nostra to become the most powerful mafia group in the country and one of the largest criminal networks in the world. The arrests were part of a coordinated probe by investigators in Germany, Belgium, France, Italy, Portugal and Spain, German authorities have said. The suspects are accused of money laundering, criminal tax evasion, fraud and smuggling of drugs, mafia-type criminal association, possession and trafficking of weapons. Italy's Carabinieri police carried out 108 arrests in various cities across the country in an investigation based in the southern city of Reggio Calabria. A further 15 people were detained on the orders of police in the northwestern port of Genoa. German police also arrested dozens of suspects in early morning raids. State police in Bavaria said the arrests were the result of more than 3 years of an investigation dubbed Operation Eureka. It said that Italian and Belgian investigators believe that the crime group smuggled close to 25 tons of cocaine between October 2019 and January 2022 and funneled more than 22 million euros from Calabria to Belgium, the Netherlands and South America. Moving on, Reporters Without Border annually publishes World Freedom Index. In its 21st edition, the report highlights political, social and technological upheavals, particularly major and often radical changes. The report has covered 180 countries, evaluating environment of journalism. Its details have been released on the occasion of World Press Freedom Day today. It reveals the situation is very serious in 31 countries, difficult in 42, problematic in 55 and good or satisfactory in 52. In other words, the environment of journalism is bad in 7 out of 10 countries and satisfactory in only 3 out of 10. Since 2013, RSF report is publicized. In 7th year, Norway is in the first position, Ireland the second, and Denmark the third. At the bottom, Vietnam, China and North Korea occupy the lowest position on press freedom. RSF celebrates the World Press Freedom Day since April 1991. With the recommendation of UNESCO in 1991, United Nations General Assembly proclaimed in 1993 to celebrate May 3rd as the World Press Freedom Day. This year, theme shaping a future of rights, freedom of expression as the engine of other human rights. Since January 2023, 6 journalists and 1 media worker have been killed. As of today, 568 journalists are detained. Nepal is ranked 95th, while it is placed 2nd in South Asia behind Bhutan. The Maldives occupied the 3rd position, followed by Sri Lanka, Pakistan, Afghanistan, India and Bangladesh.
Sports news.
The government is to felicitate the members of Nepal men's national cricket team with cash reward who won the ACC Men's Premier Cup and qualified for the ACC Asia Cup. Today's meeting of the Council of Ministers has decided to felicitate the players of the men's national cricket team and the head coach with 600,000 rupees each. Likewise, the meeting has also decided to reward other members and officials of the team with 300,000 rupees. Team Nepal had secured a 7-wicket win over the United Arab Emirates in yesterday's ACC Men's Premier Cup final and secured their berth at the ACC Asia Cup slated for September in Pakistan. Following Nepal's win, Prime Minister Pushpa Kamal Dahal had expressed commitment of motivating the players. As per the regulation related to sports and awards, members of the team which had won the Asian level tournament were certain to receive 500,000 rupees each. However, the government has decided to add 100,000 rupees and provide 600,000 rupees. The cabinet has also decided to allocate required funds in the budget for the upcoming fiscal year to upgrade the Tribhuvan University cricket ground to an international standard stadium and conclude the construction works. It's time now for our segment Public Pulse, where you text us with your opinion.
Public Pulse.
The question is, what should be done to make Nepali cricket competitive in international tournaments? Your options are A. Invest in infrastructure, B. Encourage players, and C. Government should prioritize the sport. The voting is on. Type NEWS, select your option A, B or C and send it to 34001 to share your opinion with us. That is all for the moment. Thank you for watching. Bye for now.